at the situation is you can't build a business bigger than you build yourself. Stay tuned and I'm going to share with you exactly why. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Mack, known to many as the Queen of Content. I create content so that you can create success. In today's video, we are talking all about you, right? And me, and talking about why you really and truly cannot build a business bigger than you build yourself. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you 3 ways that you can focus on building yourself so that you can build the business of your dreams. I thought about this topic when I was diving into how I wanted to kind of revamp this page, how I wanted to, reintroduce some of the coaching and teachings that I shared previously as a business coach. One of the things that I realized quickly and honestly very early on in my career is that self-development, personal development is just as important as all of the business things that we want and we actually do learn. Here is why. I have been in this industry of coaching for over a decade, and the one thing that I realized is that you cannot, continue to progress, continue to accelerate when you're not doing the self-work. So self-work can look a little bit different for many different people and for many different reasons. For me, self-work is you focusing on the personal development that is in alignment with the person that you want to become versus the business that you want to build or the position that you want to get. And I think even as I progressed in my career within senior management, as I progressed within my career as having a business, as a business owner, multiple businesses, I think the reality that I learned very fast is that at every level, you need a different type of version of yourself to show up. Right? At certain levels, you need to have some really great people skills and interpersonal skills. At other levels, you might need to up the tech perspective. We're in 2024 at the time of this recording, right? For other times, you may need to up the soft skills, right? And how you're building your business and things of that nature and just how you're building yourself. But at every different level, you have to be able to show up as a different version of you, right? And an accelerated, version of yourself. So how do you do that when you're actually in it? Like, how do you do that when you are working, when you're building the business, when you are, doing all of the other roles that you have in your life? There's 3 things that really stood out to me in my journey that I swear, if I did not have them, I would not be where I am today. So the first thing is actually developing routines that I can stick to that will assist me along my journey. So for me, that is taking my Sunday and not working, but rather taking it to plan to be effective and to be efficient in my business, in my life, my personal life, my professional life. And I take this very seriously. And so it's one thing to have a planner and do the stickers and do all the things, but it's another thing to execute the things that you're actually writing in that planner. And although you aren't perfect, I'm not perfect, right? And there are times where you may be a little bit more on top of things than others. And that is absolutely okay, because doing the self-work, it allows you to understand that it's important to show yourself grace throughout the different seasons in your life and how you want to show up as well. So that's the first thing, is to be very realistic about the time you have, but to really also be very efficient. I would tell you guys that I would always say, I don't have enough time. I'm a mom now. I'm this, I'm that, and the other. But the reality is that I did have the time, but I chose to spend the time scrolling online, doing a lot of different research, reading different things, right? And not really getting to the execution that was needed to market and to push not only my business, but myself forward, on a day-to-day basis. And that may be you, right? You might be watching this right now like, dang, that's what I'm doing. I'm in a space where I'm always looking at other people's stuff, but I'm not doing my own stuff. Let's keep it real, right? If that's you, okay, that's okay. But how do you get back on track, right? How do you pivot to make sure that that's not going to be where you are next week? That's not going to be where you are, later on in the upcoming months as well. You have to start to change today. that is the key to success, is to learn and get the information and to execute at a very, very high level. So on this channel, hopefully I will be bringing you great tips that will assist you from a practical perspective to actually start to do that. So that's the first thing I would say, is be very intentional. Create some type of routine where you're planning out your time, you're planning out your days, so that you can really execute and stay on top of things. The next thing I'm going to share with you guys has really been very unique to my personal, and something that honestly I've had to learn by trial and error, but it's been a game changer. And that is for me to realize that throughout all the buckets of my life, like my home life, my business life, my working life, my spiritual life, all of that stuff, I cannot be and do every single thing. Now, this has been something that's been really difficult for me, and I still honestly struggle with it. There will be times where I had mom guilt, and I would feel so bad if I didn't do my son's laundry, or if I didn't make all of the things that I felt like he needed for that week from scratch, or whatever the case may be. But I realized that I'm a better mom, I'm a better woman, I'm a better business owner when I have clarity, when I have rest, when I'm not frazzled because I have a million and one things going on in all of these different buckets of my life. But rather, I can see where I can delegate things, right? And where I like to delegate are tasks that don't necessarily move the needle for me from a productivity perspective that is attached to like an outcome, or attached to, a goal that I'm trying to achieve. So I had to sit down and create a list of what that actually looked like for me. And for me, that was laundry. It sounds so small, right? But that was me doing a wash and fold service. That was me actually having my house clean, moving that from bi-weekly to weekly, right? To make sure I'm on top of things there. That was actually me hiring assistants for my business. An executive assistant, right? That can assist me in organizing and just keeping on track with different things, because I have so many different things going on at once. So you have to define what are those core buckets of your life, areas of your life that you really want to focus on, and then how do you need to show up in those areas, right? Like, what are some things that you can pull back on that you may not be able to do, right? What are some things that you may actually feel like you're doing well, but that, you need to maybe outsource or delegate? And it could be that you're not paying, for a cleaner, but maybe you have your spouse or your friend or somebody else to help you. Or maybe if your kids are old enough, you assign different chores, but just find different ways so that you're not doing all of the things in your business. And I promise you, it will be a absolute game changer for you and for your business as well. The third thing that I think really has worked is to not allow weeks to go by where I'm not fulfilling the habits and the promises that I've said I'm going to fulfill. Here's what I mean by that. I truly know that from my experience, habits are absolutely important, okay? They're important and they're must-haves, because your daily habits really create the success or the lack of success that you're having. So I had to do an audit on what were my habits. So my habits for me that I realized really quickly was that I would do every single thing but work out. Like, I would be killing my to-do list. And even when I would want to work out, or I would have it on my schedule, I'd be like, but I could send another email, or I could clean up, or do, or do whatever, right? Organize something. But it was because I was procrastinating from working out. I did not even see the correlation. Like, I did not see that I was doing it. But then I realized, okay, on the core days I'm supposed to be working out, this is constantly what I'm telling myself. So I shifted that and I said, no, on those days, you're not going to move a task. You're not going to do something different. You're going to take your butt and work out, whether that's walking for 30 minutes, whether that's doing weights, whatever the case may be, you got to move your body. And that for me was a game changer. And that's where I am now, honestly, is really focusing in on, okay, these are the things that I want to do. These are the things that I'm not gonna negate on. I'm not gonna allow any other tasks or anything to get in the way of those things. You have to define and decide what that is for you. So I hope that these tips definitely helped you, and that, you just choose one or two that might work for where you are in your business, where you are in your life, and to start implementing it. You know, one of the greatest things that I've learned is to move forward, you have to have some type of self-acceptance. And what that means is that you have to accept where you are. You got to look yourself in the mirror and be like, look, I've been slacking on X, Y, and Z, but that's okay, because I know that I'm going to show up in a greater, bigger, mightier way to actually fix those things that I've been lacking in. That's all we can do as humans, right? So that is my call for you. That's my call of duty for you, is for you to just see, where are you lacking? Where are the areas that you're not showing up like you know you can? And how can you therefore change and pivot, and reshape that? Reshaping the narrative, it starts with you. Reshaping your time, it starts with you. Reshaping what you're not doing, what you're not accountable for, it starts with you. I know you can do it because I did it. I believe in you. And guess what? There's people that's waiting on your genius. There's people that's waiting for you to show up and for you to serve. There's greatness inside of you. And I hope that throughout my channel, throughout the videos that I'm sharing, multiple times a week now, that you will be able to achieve the life of your dreams. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Please make sure that you like, that you subscribe to the channel. I'm rebuilding my channel from scratch, and so that really means so much to me for you taking the time out of your schedule if you found value in this video to do so. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Blessings.